What's going on YouTube? My name is Eric Sun and I'm a photographer based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And this video is another video in my mini lens series that I'm doing, talking about and highlighting each lens that I have, what I use them for, the pros and cons of them, if I would recommend them, and all that stuff. So if you want to check out my other videos of the other lenses that I've done, they're on my channel. You can go check them out. There's some great lenses that I definitely would recommend, and there's some lenses that I don't recommend, even though I use them all the time. And then you can check out the reasons why there. But for this video, it is a new lens, and this is going to be the last video in the mini lens series that I have. And today I'm going to be talking about this Canon lens 70-200 2.8. Now this lens is definitely the biggest lens that I own. As you can tell, it is huge. It is very long. It's very heavy. But this is actually the IS II USM. And then I looked, and they actually do not sell the 2 anymore. They have the 3. So this is an older version. And this is actually also the first full frame lens that I ever got with my 5D Mark IV. So I've had this for quite a few years now, and so I'm not that surprised that they discontinued the 2 and have the 3, but I'm sure that the features, a lot of the features and a lot of what it can do is pretty similar. It's just with the newer lens, it's probably got like updated glass or better stabilization or like something like that. But this lens is definitely an amazing lens, and I think it is a lens definitely very necessary for a lot of photographers to have. But before we dive deeper into that, let me just kind of give you a breakdown of the lens itself. So as you can see right here, there is a tripod mount because of how long this lens actually is. So you screw this on your tripod mount, and then you attach your camera over here so that it could have a better weight distribution. And you can see that on this side there's a lot more dials. It's not just auto and manual focus. So there's auto, manual, there's image stabilization, stabilization 2, and some other things that I actually have no idea what they do. But this lens itself, I mean, I definitely use this lens more often than you would think. This lens, because of the focal length of 70-200, it is a very beautiful lens in terms of the images that it creates. I use this lens for all of my event photography. I use this for a lot of portrait and headshot photography, more so corporate headshot photography than in portrait. But because of the, I guess, compression that happens, where the further that you zoom, the higher that you go from 70 to 200, the closer you get to 200, the more that the lens seems to make the background come closer to the subject. And it's just a very beautiful, it just creates beautiful images. And so I'm sure that you can tell that this lens is amazing for events. I use this for events because it goes all the way to 200, so that if I'm pretty far away from the stage or from my subject or what I'm trying to capture, I can zoom in all the way to 200 and I can get a pretty tight shot of whatever I'm going for. And I'm sure we've all seen in like conferences, like the really up close shot of speakers from kind of from a down up angle to where it makes them look like almost like a hero, like they're the center of attention. This lens does that really well. Whereas the other lenses that I would use for events like the 85 or the 24-70, they aren't able to get as close. I would actually have to run to get in range to get the kind of shot that I want. But by that time, depending on the venue, the setup and all that, I may actually have missed the shot. So 70-200 is a lens that I pretty much keep majority on my lens during the actual like speaking parts of the events, and then I'll switch to 24-70 when people are mingling to get more candid shots, group shots, all that stuff. And this lens is also super great for headshots, corporate headshots specifically, because that's mostly what I use this for. I don't really use this for creative portraits because I like the style of the 24-70 and I like the style of the 85. But with corporate headshots, the same thing, just with the compression part of this lens and how this lens reacts the more that you zoom in, it definitely helps the subject stand out a lot more in your images. And for corporate headshots, I usually use a backdrop that matches, or like a a backdrop or a background that matches the company brand. So sometimes I use like a navy blue, sometimes I use black, a gray, sometimes I use a white. Really all just depends, but they're mostly solid color backdrops that I use this on, so you can't really tell. But I do like how it looks and how sharp it is and how quick it is with headshots. And so this is my go-to lens, and I always have this with me every time I go on a headshot shoot, so that I know what I'm going to be getting, and also like I can keep a certain distance, so that I can make sure, especially post-pandemic or during the pandemic, having that distance is, some people actually really appreciate that. And speaking of the pandemic, this lens actually came through in ways I did not imagine that it would when I was doing shoots, like portrait shoots, where people would ask and be concerned, like, hey, are you vaccinated? If we're doing an indoor session, what are the safety measures that you're taking? And I'll let them know, like, yeah, I'm wearing a mask, I have hand sanitizer, I have this really big lens to where I can keep my distance from you. I can set up my laptop in between us, and you can go there and you can flip through the pictures. We can go and collaborate that way, where we don't have to be breathing on each other really close to get the shoot done and get the photos that you want. And so a lot of them really appreciated that. And so when we did do indoor sessions, I always had this lens with me, and I kind of showed them the distance of where I would be to make sure that they're comfortable before we started the shoot, and then we start the shoot. So during the pandemic, this lens definitely helped me make money, keep my business alive, along with my 14 to 24 wide angle lens for real estate. Those are just the things that I had to do to kind of adapt to what was going on in the world, just like everybody else, but to also make sure that I could feed my family, So with this lens, you can see with this tripod mount here, you can kind of loosen this, and then you can rotate this, which is really nice because you can actually rotate your camera from being landscape to portrait really quick without taking it off or without doing anything. You can just kind of rotate it, and then it has these markers here on top to kind of tell you if you're back in center or not. So that is a really amazing function that I really appreciate about this lens, that if it is on a tripod, like if you're shooting a sports or if you're shooting an event and you're on a tripod, and you want to get a different variety of shots with compositions and all that, being able to rotate it is super great. And this lens, it is, because of how big it is, it does take up a lot of space in your camera bag, and that's kind of more of an annoying thing than I would say a con. It does weigh a lot, so it is something to keep in mind. This EF mount of the 70-200, it does weigh quite a bit, so you can feel it when I put it in my book bag, when I put it in my camera bag, and then when I take it out of my camera bag, I can feel the weight difference. I mean, this lens is pretty heavy, it's pretty durable as well. I think Canon does a really great job in how they build their lenses, and this lens is no exception. And I mean, let me just kind of show you the sizes. So this lens right here is the 85. So this lens is huge in and of itself, but for size comparison, look at this lens. So this lens is almost twice the size of the 85, and it definitely feels significantly heavier. But putting this on, let me put this on to show you. So I'm putting this on the 5D Mark IV right now, like this. And so as you can see, this is a very big setup. And so you would have the tripod mount here, and then this is the center of gravity, so you can see. And then if you loosen the tripod plate, you're able to just turn it like that. Turn it, tighten it, rotate it back, get the shot, and you're good to go. One thing that I really like about using this particular lens during events is that instead of having to hold the camera and the lens with both hands like this and running around, sometimes I actually just hold it like this. I hold it with the tripod part, and then I'm able to just kind of walk around and just hold it like this, and I don't really have to worry too much because this is not going anywhere. But because of the vertical weight, it just helps me a lot more from having to hold it like this, where a lot of strain is on like your hand and your wrist, and just being able to hold it like this and kind of just free up my other hand, and then it's not hard for me to switch back and shoot. For this lens, would I recommend it? And my answer is yes, 100% I would recommend it. It is pricey, And I did look online to see if I can find a price, but because they don't make this particular model anymore, they have the Model 3. It's basically $1,900, so it's almost $2,000 for this lens. But I would say that if you know what you're going to be using this lens for, and if anything that I mentioned will help you, if you do like corporate headshots, if you do events, this lens is definitely worth it. And with those types of clients, you'll be able to pay off this lens fairly quickly. So even though the price tag is really high, I would definitely still recommend this lens. I'll have some images up on the screen so you can kind of take a look at what I'm talking about in terms of like the 70 and all the way zoomed up to 200, and just the kind of look that it gives in these images. And so I love this lens. This lens is super reliable. Granted, I don't take it with me because not every shoot that I do is an event or a headshot session. But every time I do, I always have this in my bag, and just because of the ease of taking the camera in and out, maybe I just won't even have this lens attached in my book bag. But then when I get on site, after I set up everything else, before I'm ready to shoot, I'll put this lens on, tether it if I'm doing headshots, and then good to go from there. So yeah, that's my review, kind of a general overview of this lens in particular. Again, I have no idea what all of these things do. I know what the auto and manual focus is. I know what the stabilization does, but I don't know what this first thing is right here. I mean, if you do, let me know. I also don't know what stabilizer mode 1 and 2, I don't know what that does. I mean, I'm sure because of how long that it is and how heavy it is, that there is built-in image stabilization. I just don't know the difference between the two stabilizations and what they do, but keeping that on this lens is definitely a must. I would say just to be safe, even if you're shooting at an extremely high shutter speed, like, I don't know, like 4,000 or something like that, you should still keep that on, just so that you can make sure that you have an extra measure to make sure that your images are nice and sharp. Because it would suck when you go home and you're holding this lens and you're shooting, and then you turn out that all of your speaker images are blurry. Not just because they're moving, but just because you can't hold this steady, because it is that heavy. Which is another benefit of this, if you can be stationary during an event. But yeah, that's the general overview. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, if you own this lens, definitely let me know. What do you use it for? Do some of you even use this for, I guess, wildlife? I know that there's other lenses that zoom all the way to like 400 or even higher, that may be better for wildlife, but just let me know in the comments if you use this lens, what you use it for, if you like it, you don't like it. And as always, let me know any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them to see if this lens will fit your kit and what you shoot well, because I'm here to help however I can. But thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate y'all for checking out the lens videos that I have. Hopefully it was of some help. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.